What's the biggest example of from genius to idiot has there ever been? At my university, we had a Harvard-educated ER physician ruin his career and go to prison because he was hiding cameras in employee bathrooms. I think that qualifies, lol. Gerald Ratner made two ill-thought statements during a speech in 1991 in which he called his own products crap and lost $500 million GBP, 1991 GBP at that, off the value of his company overnight. Costs less than a prawn sandwich from Marks and Spencer, and probably lasts just as long and amp. People say, how can you sell it for such a low price? I say, because it's total crap. He said this to a room with a high number of journalists, which took the story and ran with it. After this, anyone buying anything for a gift for a loved one from one of Ratner's stores branded themselves as cheap, so sales plummeted. He was ousted as chairman within a year and they had to change their name. Shooting your own company in the foot like this has since become known as the Ratner effect or doing a Ratner. Linus Pauling. He went from being a preeminent chemist and biochemist to a quack who wrote books claiming that megadoses of vitamin C cured all disease and was the key to an insanely long life. Thomas Midgley. All his inventions were thought to be great contributions to mankind until we found out they were dumping crazy amount of toxins into the atmosphere and burning a hole in the ozone layer. Charlie Gordon from Flowers for Algernon. Elizabeth Holmes, founder of Theranos. Rudy Giuliani. Not really genius, but highly respected in terms of going from being nearly universally well-regarded to an absolute joke. He's definitely up there. Ben Carson, world-acclaimed neurosurgeon and believer that the pyramids of Egypt were built to store grain. Linus Pauling, Nobel Prize in Chemistry, Peace Nobel Prize, after that decided to dedicate himself to eating as much vitamin C as possible. Rudy Giuliani went from perceived hero of New York and 9/11 to a leaking meme in front of Four Seasons landscaping. Al Capone, legendary gangster, died of syphilis with the brain age of a child. Sometimes karma does happen. Gonna put two out there I haven't seen yet, Scott Adams. While genius is a stretch, he was a successful cartoonist for years until his politics started coming out, and then the racist comments. Everyone thought he was taking on big business, then it all came tumbling down. Second, and in a similar vein, the YouTuber Illuminati. Built up an audience by criticizing shady business practices, turned out to be a horrible person who was guilty of shady business practices. Elon Musk comes to mind immediately. Well, he was probably an idiot the whole time, but he had the veneer of a genius for a while. I don't need to say this one. I'll just leave an X in the spot instead. Like Musk, he never was truly a genius, but Steve Jobs dying of preventable cancer because he got high off of his own farts is iconic.